Stand by. The program will begin soon.
There's an example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. We might even play this clip. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, because they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentle way.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive pardon, whether he can issue President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
that
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted a pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons
Yes,
is
it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt. Or at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he get a
about
pardon
this.
also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that committee?
The seeking of pardons is...
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people. Commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama-Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Those rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, they're still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to, out and out deny anything. That's the weird part.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The audacity!
Of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Like the boy asked, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Avocado Diablo, is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who if we were 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And it didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
End of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Hiya, 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 hiya. Just gonna jam for a second. Yeah, Okay, that's it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and I'm preoccupied with some videos that I wasn't planning on doing this, but now all of a sudden I got all these funny videos up here. Not funny, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to add them to the list of things to talk about today or see or do whatever. So, hi, hope you're having a wonderful morning. It is Thursday, the 31st of July, 2025. So you know what that means. No? That means tomorrow's the 1st. And we're going to get a glimpse of Rabid Rabbit tomorrow. I'm excited to see Rabid Rabbit because, you know. Anyway, so, yeah, that's, I figure what the hell. Anyway, so it's Thursday, normally FTG Thursday. I got a couple of them in there, but mostly just random stuff in the news, like always. And we'll do our best to be entertaining. Is my voice really low? That's weird. Bill always liked them cankles. Yeah, well, have you seen pictures of Monica Lewinsky lately, though? She's looking mighty fine these days. I mean, you know, she's in her got to be in her 40s now. Something like that. Yeah, she's looking pretty damn good. I'm telling you, you got to, whoa, what the hell? Rabbit just showed up. Anyway, yeah, Monica Lewinsky been looking kind of hot lately. I'm just saying. And, you know, she I don't know. Anyway, but I'm sure she gets tired of being reminded of this shit, though. Because, you know, that poor girl just got herself into a controversy that she didn't need to be in. And you'll never think of cigars the same. So anyway, let's get into the show. Let's say hi to everybody and get a thing rolling. If you haven't shared the stream, well, the link's going away. So you got 10 seconds. Well, maybe by the time I'll close it as soon as you get done. As soon as I get done saying hi to everybody. So anyway, first in the chat today, the world is on its normal plane. Mr. Avocados Diablo gets the bell. Yeah, baby. Way to go. Just narrowly. I mean, we're talking a hair of your chinny chin or the tiny fluff on your cottontail. Rabbit. Behind him was Renee Mayette. Yeah, good morning, Renee May. What's up, my friend? Aaron Meredith's also in the house. Blue-Eyed Scream. Robert Banks. What up, Banks? Also, the Pope. Excuse me, the Pope. Thank you. Tyrannus the Third, the Blessed Lich, with a message of hope. Blessing of the divine dead, replace, for he hath granted you the gift of life for another day. So thank you, Pope Tyrannus, giving us the hopeful message of the day. Also, good morning, Reaction Puerto Rico. JB's in the house. Lots of people coming up early. Attack Alpaca's here. Good morning, Darren Root. What's up? And anybody else? As I scroll down here, well, there's not that many people here, but it's good to see the ones who are here. 12 people, 5 likes, 14 now. They'll slowly roll in. Hit the like button while you're thinking about it, because I shouldn't even have to remind you. You guys should remind each other. That would be helpful. So there we go. Wait, quickest shooter on the hill. Did I mention, by the way, that I saw Happy Gilmore 2? I think I did. I enjoyed it. If you liked the first Happy Gilmore, you will like this Happy Gilmore. It's not like you know how second movies of some series are disappointing. This one wasn't. That's my last plug for Happy Gilmore 2. What else? What else before we get started? Well, I guess that's it. Maybe I should put a holiday calendar up. What the fuck? Holiday. Although we are celebrating a holiday today, obviously, as you see. What the hell did I do there? Pengu? What the hell? No! I didn't want that! Good Lord. What the hell? Okay, I don't know what I did here. This is just some... Okay, that was just... Okay, I got it. Okay. day. No. Okay, there it is. Got it. Okay, so as you already know, today is National Intern Day. All right. Yeah, baby. Which, of course, I'm sure Bill Clinton either celebrates or has nightmares about every year. But most people are on here on this app called X. Hello, Unacceptable Views, my other favorite Canadian. And K-Shell. What up, Kirsten? Most people are on this app X, just celebrating their interns. So, for example, the U.S. Department of Education, happy International Intern Day to the amazing interns at workplaces across our country. We are grateful for the support you provide and hope that these learning experiences will lead to new and exciting opportunities on Thank You Thursday. Now, and look, you're getting a message from a department that may be defunct eventually. Oh, Rabbit's in the house, by the way. I did mention that, right? And also, Mike Savage, Blarg. Nice to see you. So anyway, you get a message from a department that may be very thin very soon. Who knows? Lots of companies out here, celebrating their interns. And I'm like, well, the most famous intern on the planet, obviously, is this one, Monica Lewinsky. Happy National Intern Day. Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, might have to break out a cigar or something. Anyway, other holidays happening right now. It is oh my God, it's Harry Potter's birthday today. I did not know that we celebrated Harry Potter's birthday. Break out your whatever that stick's called and yelp something Patronus. National Mutt Day. If you have a pet dog that's just a mix of whatevers, then there you go. Also National Avocado Day, National Raspberry Cake Day, World Ranger Day, National Diana Day, National Chili Dog Day, National Jump for Jelly Beans Day, Shredded Wheat Day, Martyrdom Day. Wait, National Intern Day. Yeah, National Intern Day. And National Lifeguard Appreciation Day. Hold up. Let's hang on a second. Let me do something special for National Lifeguard Appreciation Day. Give me one moment, please. Let's see. Let me see if I can find a correct one. Just for memory's sake, excuse me. Oh, wait, what the hell is that? No, that's not what I was looking for. Let's go with this one. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's not doing it. Anyway. Here we go. National Lifeguard Appreciation Day. There you go. We get a little picture from Baywatch Girls. There you go. I'm sure you're excited. Nah. Anyway, that was dumb. That didn't work. And I thought of it earlier. I didn't look at the holidays. I just saw National Intern Day. So anyway, happy National Lifeguard Appreciation Day and so on and so forth. Now, we already have a sponsor for the show, and I would be happy if we had more than one today. It'd be very awesome if we could get more than one sponsor. Oh, wait a minute. I got to change something, though. Hang on, because this is important. Lady Boomer's birthday is on the 5th, so I need to change this. We did not make that one. Let's go. Lady Boomer birthday fund. There we go. And it's going to be... Okay, I know you're not going to like this goal, but... And let's see, we'll end on let's see, 08, 06, 2025. Now, I don't necessarily expect to reach this goal, but anyone who has a wife will understand why we did this. There we go. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, first sponsor of the day. Dropping a small bullet in the tip jar, saying what Monica did not know when she took that job as an intern was that. In this case, intern was just short for internal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. I should have said that in the little sexy music. Hello, woodcutter. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. What Monica did not know when she took that job as an intern was that in this case, intern was just short for internal. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. There we go. All right, enough of that shit. Turn that off. That was enough. Hello, Special Can Acid, on the honorable mention list of my favorite Canadians. What's up? She identifies as a humidor. Yes, she does. And I said, oh, is it also cigar day? Well, in some presidential offices. You know what I mean? Anyway, all right, moving on from the holidays. God, I'm goofy. Yeah, internal. Renee got the joke. Yep. Internal. You know what I'm saying. All right. Remember, keep your baby oil in a humidor. Well, that's if Diddy's at the party. Okay. I do have some Diddy news today, and I was very concerned when I saw it. I'm like, are you serious? I don't think it's real. Anyway, what the hell happened here? Why is all my days all messed up here? I'm supposed to have that there and this there. Okay, there we go. By the way, thanks to all the people sharing the show. Let's just give you a little acknowledgement here. Now, although this is from yesterday, there we go. Okay, here we go. Well, the first acknowledgement was from Reaction Puerto Rico, who goes by Grampy on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, or Reaction APR. But anyway, this is a famous GIF of a young man. I don't know whose mom that is, but I'm curious. Is this like the precursor to those weird videos that people talk about, the something stepmom and whatnot? Anyway, he's trying to get a peek, and I'm sure all the women are pissed off about that. Anyway, also thank you, Somnambule Nation, aka Lincoln Description, in the on the X, formerly known as Twitter, tweeting out the show before I did, and also a let's go from JB. Looks like, what the hell is that? Oh my God, I didn't hit play on this the first time. That's like what the holy shit, that looked kind of scary. Could you imagine if you're at the beach? Here, can I blow this up in any way? I don't know if I can. Anyway, imagine you're at the beach and this thing pops out. You'd be like, oh my God, I don't know if I can run fast enough. Anyway, also little John Candy, and what's this movie? Is this from I can't remember who this is. Anyway, link in description. FTG or FT or not to FTG. That's right. Thank you again, Somnambule Nation. And the Daily Ric Flair, woo, from Ty Alexander. Appreciate you. I got the woo. And then we got people share the show. Resolute Germ, Ty Alexander, Kirsten Shull, K. Shull, Swamp Fox Ghost, Lincoln Description, aka Somnambule Nation, JB, and Reaction Puerto Rico. And we got, is that Edge? I don't know. I kind of know my wrestlers. The Daily Wrestler from Resolute Germ. It looks like that's Edge, right? I really never. He looked more like a. I always thought of Edge as more like what, like those the hairband rock star type dudes. I always kind of compared him to Sebastian Bach from Skid Row. He was from Skid Row, right? Anyway, but yeah, Edge, and then Mike Savage with the Daily Let Us Go. Let us go. Which I always want to say, let my people go. All right, there you go. Thanks, people share the show. Greatly appreciate it. Let's get into some news other than me just babbling about stuff. Or just trending stuff. Now, and the Fed is trending on X. And I wasn't sure why, and I'm still not 100% sure why. Although, part of it is because of this building that they're renovating. They're supposed to be renovating one of the buildings at the Fed, right? And the other day, Donald Trump came out there with Jerome Powell, and they're talking about how the renovation of the building was kind of a little bit over budget, okay? So they had a budget of like, what? First of all, the numbers on this are crazy. They wanted $2 billion to renovate a building at the Fed. $2.1 billion. Well, this is $2.5 billion, but they're over budget by over $1 billion for one building. They're over budget, over $1 billion for one building. I'm going to do it one more time. They're over budget, $1 billion for $1 billion friggin' dollars for one building. It's not. Are they building a domed football stadium in Seattle? What the hell is that? For renovation. This isn't even for building a new building. It's for renovating a building. What the actual F are they doing? FTG to the Fed and Jerome Powell and anyone else involved in that shit. FTG, Fed, and Jerome. And I'm not talking about Jerome from the Time. Good God. What the flippin' hell? And Donald Trump mentioned this. Jerome Too Late Powell's done it again. He's too late, actually, too angry. Okay, Donald Trump's is disparaging him on on Truth Social. But somebody said, like, end the Fed. If we ended the Federal Reserve, what would you replace it with? When you remove a cancerous tumor, what do you replace it with? That's a good meme. Anyway, so lots of people talking about ending the Fed. I'm sorry, but that you're over budget by $1 billion on a $2.5 billion renovation of a building. Not even building a new freaking building. I don't get it. All right, moving on. That's all. Oh, by the way, people are still bitching about Sydney Sweeney, and I know that I kind of have killed this, but now I feel like I need to put a new Sydney Sweeney video up every day just to show you how deranged some people are. So I only got 2 today, and we'll just do them now. So this is one, this poor young woman, it brought her back to her childhood trauma as a brown girl. And I'm devastated watching this, and I just, I feel so bad for this girl. So here it is. Here's this girl complaining about Sydney Sweeney. Oh, let's make sure you can see Sydney Sweeney's. Sydney Sweeney's got a weird looking face though, but whatever. No one's looking at her face anyway. All right, here we go.
I really wasn't going to weigh in on this.
Really? Why are you? Why are you then? As you put some lipstick on. Why? Anyway.
It is so difficult to grow up as a person of color, specifically a woman.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
View yourself as beautiful in any sense of the word.
Why? You're like 20 years old. You've lived when half the people on the commercials are always people of color. People of color. I hate that fucking phrase. Hello, Darren Root. Did I say hi yet? I am. Okay. Anyway, why is it difficult? You are in your 20s. You see yourself in every freaking commercial these days. In fact, I was shocked that American Eagle did a commercial with a white person. And I'm a black guy. I'm like, holy shit, if aliens came down from, planet Zuccarabia, because that's how you pronounce it, Zuccarabia, and they came and watched American television, they would think that 80% of the population is either black or Hispanic, and mostly black. And then they'd walk around and go, which translated means, where are all the black people? Anyway, let her finish.
Growing up in this country. I remember growing up in a predominantly white community.
Okay.
Wishing myself out of this body, out of this culture.
Why?
If it meant...
Why? If you grew up around it, you would be used to it. I grew up in a mostly white community. My parents moved us out of the hood when I was 4 or 5 years old. And we grew up in a neighborhood. Now, actually, there was some other black people because they kind of established a neighborhood, and there's other black people. But there's, most of the neighborhood was white people. And it just was a fact of life. It wasn't like I felt like, oh my God, it can't be me. And I'm talking in the 70s when people were still using N-bombs and shit. What is she talking about? Okay, I'm going to let her finish.
That I could wake up blonde-haired and blue-eyed, never having to explain who I am or worry about me. That is why this American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney is especially off-putting.
Oh my God, the trauma of it all. Did you see the Calvin Klein ad with the big old fat African-American young lady? How did that one make you feel? Like I'm not fat enough? Good God.
A lot of rhetoric right now online about the political ideologies that this represents,
for
and I
fuck's
don't
sake.
discount that. But for me,
You should discount it because it's stupid. That's not what they were going for. They were going for a pun, just like the Calvin Klein ads of the 90s. Anyway.
I can't help but think about the 13-year-old brown girl who gets all her denim at American Eagle, who already struggles to see her.
Have you been to an American Eagle store? They have pictures of all kinds of people wearing their shit. You never been to one? Holy shit. Oh my God. One ad brought this on. One ad brought all this on.
Beauty and worth in a world that continues to value white Eurocentric beauty standards.
Do you ever see commercials? Do you ever see billboards? What are you talking about? Representation is all they're thinking about, and they don't mean white people. So one ad with a white person isn't gonna. Oh my God, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it.
Naive, we thought by this point we would have moved the needle on.
Oh,
and this girl
and not have any white people
is now wishing she too could wake up with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Oh,
it took me so long, too long in my life to look in the mirror and see beauty. And I hate
why. I guarantee you, young lady, because you're attractive, even not in this freeze frame, but you're attractive, young lady. I guarantee you, there's men of all colors drooling over you right now. I'm just saying, not on you, because that's gross. But anyway, what the bloody hell are you talking about? This one ad brought you this much trauma? Are you out of your fucking mind? My God.
It used to be a shared experience for young brown girls in this country.
Oh, good God. Yeah, because they never feature young pretty brown girls, because Ariana Grande doesn't exist, because Selena doesn't exist, because J-Lo doesn't exist. All these brown girls, oh my God, there are no brown girls. They're everywhere. You ever watch TV? Do you watch any like series on Netflix? You notice how everyone's women and everyone's, you just, oh my God, you are so myopic on one, you see one white girl in an ad and you lose your fucking mind. This is insane. Go watch any currently produced entertainment, and it's always women of brown women or black women or whatever, women doing things that women can't do in real life, like beat up a 260-pound, MMA fighter in every movie. I'm watching this series called, what's the series called? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's one about the woman with all the tattoos and shit. Anyway, Blind Spot. I've been watching the series Blind Spot, right? And I really like the series. It's entertaining. It's some of it's a little far-fetched about these FBI agents. And there's one white guy and there's a brown girl, like, just for lack of a better term. And then the main character is this woman, this skinny woman with tattoos, and the women are always beating up men. And then the villain is this light-skinned black woman who can just beat up any man that she comes in contact with. It's just weird. When you know in real life that one punch from a man with the harder bone density and shit would knock them the fuck out. But no, they're just beating up these men and on left and right. Look, even, of course, they even had a point where, Ronda Rousey was in an episode. She was like one of the people in there. Which, look, if you're Ronda Rousey, maybe you can beat up some men. But no, sorry. Unless you get an arm bar, if you're good at jiu-jitsu something, you could maybe, subdue a guy. But otherwise, it's just full far-fetched. And they're everywhere in every fucking piece of entertainment. Oh my God, I can't believe I went on this rant. Anyway, did I let her finish? Yes, I did. Okay, enough with her. I have two of these, and I might just lose my fucking mind. I don't know. I'm just sorry. I didn't see that one beforehand. But good God. All right, next. By the way, I did notice that that young lady was fairly attractive, right? But I have noticed that a lot of the people complaining most about the Sydney Sweeney ad, there's two categories. There's three categories. Excuse me. There's three categories. Women of color, for some reason, because, you know, there's a white girl, right? Men who probably would dye their hair blue if they could, or they could, but they just haven't done it yet. And ugly people. And I don't mean, I shouldn't judge like that. But okay, so this is, you can decide which category this one's in. All right, let's see what this one has to say. Oh my God.
If anyone from American Eagle who was involved in the creation of...
What is that voice? I didn't listen to this before I turned it on. I'm sorry about the voice. Whatever. Sorry. Here we go. Hi, Chauncey Stewart, by the way. Welcome. I'm glad you like the thumbnail.
Sydney Sweeney's most recent advertisement booked into my Pilates class. I would give...
If they booked into my Pilates class. Did she just say if any of those people booked into my Pilates? I'm going to go back here. Hang on.
Recent advertisement booked into my Pilates class.
Oh my God. I'm not a Pilates person. But I can't imagine I would want to even, never mind. I'm sorry. Never mind. She needs face Pilates. Oh my God. Stop. I can't. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to try to let her finish without. Okay.
I would give them the hardest exercise class that I was capable of doing.
So they could look like Sydney Sweeney, right? Oh, wait. I bet that's not what you mean. She thought Pilates were a Mexican food. Holy shit. That's funny.
On the lightest possible spring load with 0 breath cues.
Okay. And would you survive that? I'm just curious.
And I would make it the toughest exercise class that they'd ever experienced in their lives.
You know, and you know what? If they're coming to your Pilates class, they might like that. What does this even mean? Is this your way of punishing somebody by making them stronger? I'm going to punish you. I'm going to make you stronger by making you the toughest class you ever had. Holy fuck. What? Oh, that was it. That was it. That was. Oh my God. Now she's leaking. Yeah, she's leaking. All right. Anyway, so as long as there are more of these that pop up, we're going to watch maybe 1 or 2 a day. Because first of all, it gives me an opportunity to put Sydney Sweeney on the screen for Avocados Diabli. And because some of these are just really funny. Okay, now, and also another video that has nothing to do with that, but I just saw this and I thought it was kind of funny. This is an FAFO. She's not selling you on Pilates. Yeah, if I'm telling you, if she's teaching the Pilates class, I'm not taking a Pilates class. I'm sorry. I'm not convinced that it's good for you. Oh my gosh. Somebody else sponsor the show right now. Okay, here's the next video. This is from, I don't know what it's from, but this seems to be an FAFO video. And this young lady, unfortunately, probably didn't think this through. Here we go. Oh no, wait. Here, I want to full screen that. There we go. All right, here we go. Here's the video. Okay, now, I don't know what he handed her. I'm not sure what he handed her, what they're doing. I don't even know what kind of store this is, but he handed her something, and she's decided to join the Olympic 100-meter relay team, and let's see how far she gets. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She tried to run, but the doors are locked. Oh, it was a phone. So she was going to test out a phone. She's going to run with the phone. Oh, thank you, someone else, with another small bullet in the tip jar. Yeah, baby. 80, you're the best. Thank you, someone else. That was this. Excuse me. Someone else says, "Ask and ye shall receive." Well, thank you, someone else. I appreciate it. Yeah, she tried. Oh, I think he fixed her phone. Oh, he fixed her phone. I don't know what it is, but she ran.
I'm gonna take the screen off and you can get out of here, or I can call the cops. What is it? I'm gonna call home.
Oh, I see. She was fixing her phone.
Well, I'm not inside the store. Like, why are you lock the doors on me? I ain't my phone. All right, I'm gonna call the cops if that's the case. Dude, come on, you gotta take me to jail.
Okay.
You give me my screen back, or you're gonna go home. Which one is it? His screen, and I started running home. He fixed my screen.
Wait a minute. He thought you were going to run out. You did run out. What are you talking about?
All you have to do is give me the phone. Let me take the screen off, and I'll let you go. Give me the phone back. Give me the phone back. Give me the phone. I'm going to take the screen off and put your old screen back on and let you go.
Oh, I see. He fixed her phone. He put a new screen on her phone.
The customer tried to run away with
without paying.
Phone screen that I repaired for her.
No, I did not try to run away.
Yes, you did. Oh, my God.
Now she's threatening me to get somebody over here to shoot me. Yes. And all I told her is to give me the phone, let me take the screen off, and I'll let her go. But she's getting people sent over here so they can shoot up the store.
So, attempted theft. Anyway, so there you go. That's an FAFO moment. I don't know why I picked that up. It was just because it was in order. All right, let's find some other stuff here. Oh. I'm back on the, well, here, thank you. Oh, we have a new individual donation leader, Tyre Alexander, with the $2.30. Thank you very much. And also, Tyre says, drop a $2.30 in the tip jar. That's the largest donation of the day. 80 is still the superstar sponsor of the day. Tyre says, I love how the most hideous women are angry at Sydney for getting paid for being attractive. But these are the same women who preach female empowerment. Fuck these dumb. These dumb. Fuck these dumb. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday. All right, thank you, Tyre Alexander. Guns. They first sponsor the show, and you got the little dancing girl for the $2.30. All right, now let's see. Oh, here now I don't know if y'all know who Sophie Cunningham is. I'm just like, I'm off on random shit, and it's okay, right? So, Deborah Fauché, who is a character on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Apparently, Sophie Cunningham, she's the what's her name from the. She plays in the Fever, the WNBA. She's an attractive young lady. And apparently she is partnered with Arby's. What the hell's going on with our country? And maybe you'll appreciate the sentiment here. I don't know. I'll put this on the screen, though. Here we go. So this is... she's a basketball player. Which I have no idea why she posted this, but anyway, there you go. That's strictly for science, and there you go. 80 thumbs up, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, she's a basketball player. She's actually kind of tough though. She's one of these. You know, they've been beating the shit out of Caitlin Clark, and Sophie Cunningham has been kind of into her defense and like getting in people's faces. And she's attractive, but she's tough too. Yeah, I know. What the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing today. It's just random shit. All right, Massachusetts, it's trending, and I wasn't sure why. But there are a couple things out here that I did want to highlight. Now, in Massachusetts, apparently, and Maura Healey's the governor, I believe. Is that the governor's name? Maura Healey, right? Something like that. Anyway, apparently you can be charged for something even when it costs nothing. And this graphic was very interesting. This is in the state of Massachusetts. They got a bill where the current charge for gas supply, zero cost from gas cost of gas from Eversource, but you still get a delivery charge of $21. So, even nothing costs something in that state, and apparently that was one of them. And then the other one was here. New data shows that the state of Massachusetts is spending $3,870 per family per week on the shelter crisis. Instead of solving the issue, Governor Healy and Beacon Hill are redirecting, not reducing this out-of-control spending on their program. So let's see what it is. Here, let's go full that. Okay, mass fiscal blast, Beacon Hill leadership for misplaced spending priorities as shelter costs nearly $1 billion. Governor Healy promised to rein in shelter spending, but the money keeps flowing. The latest report shows the weekly costs have gone up. Instead of ending this program, they're simply moving illegal migrants and inadmissible migrants from one taxpayer-funded program to another, calling it reform. The burden on the taxpayers hasn't gone away. It's just been rebranded and redirected. So wait a minute. This is for shelter for the non-legal residents, migrants, peoples? What the hell is going on there? And again, I wasn't sure why it was trending. Although also, apparently Alan Dershowitz was in Martha's Vineyard, and apparently a food vendor refused to serve him a pierogi because he supports Trump, which is just some dumb shit. He went to the Martha's Vineyard farmers market, and they refused to sell him food because of his political views, and so he's going to sue. I don't know where he's going to get with that. Hello, Anna Lynn, what's up? But to the person who posted this, the retweeted this, said it before and I'll say it again. You people are not welcome here in Massachusetts. Fuck off or we'll make you wish you had fucked off. Oh, is that a threat? Are you threatening people? Post your picture and your address. I'm going to come visit you and see how we're doing. I'm not threatening you either. I'm just going to come to Massachusetts, hang out on your sidewalk. And you can tell me, you wish you had fucked off. Kiss all of my black ass. I'm sorry. All right. And then someone posted this about Texas, and this is related to Massachusetts. So these people are saying, well, Texas Democrats get 45% of the vote. Under the GOP's new gerrymandering map, they'll get just 21% of the seats. This is not democracy. Look, this is a stupid band of logic here, okay? If you get 45% of the vote, that doesn't mean you're going to get 45% of the representatives. What if you get 45% of the vote, only 45% of the vote, in every district in Texas? You would get zero representation. So that's stupid. But then someone else pointed out here as Massachusetts, what happened to it? There it is. Massachusetts has 33% Republicans, and they get 0 seats. Is that your democracy? See, now you probably think, oh, that's okay because they don't win any of the districts. That's just stupid logic. So, and now, unfortunately, some dummies on our side did the same thing. Democrats rigged the maps to maximize their share of congressional seats. It is absolutely justified for us to do it too. California, 40% of the statewide vote, 17% of the seats. Well, that's not how it works on our side either. Every district gets its vote, and if you only get less than a majority of the vote, then you're not getting that district. That just means your majority of districts are majority Democrat voting. So either side using that logic is dumb. Dumb. All right, here's an article. Oh, by the way, GDSOB, what's up? Nice to see you. Did someone else just show up too? I missed somebody here, didn't I? I saw another icon. Okay, maybe not. All right, here's a couple articles we can do. 26 people, 14 likes. Fix that, please. Let's go to this one. CNN. This is CNN. Hello, Ercole DiStefano. What's up? They hiring down in Texas? I hope so. And Willie's in the house. What up, Willie? Well, in the chat. CNN. This is CNN. Primetime ratings. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. They suck! They suck! CNN primetime rating viewership has plunged in July. And not the good kind of plunged. like a plunging neckline of Sydney Sweeney. Anyway, CNN's primetime viewership plunged to 497,000 in July, a 42% drop from the same time last year, leaving the network far behind its cable news rivals, according to multiple reports Tuesday. Do you know how anemic that is? Holy shit. The network averaged only 497,000 total viewers in prime time for the month of July, despite unrelenting waves of major news. According to Oliver Darcy on Substack, MSNBC, by comparison, averaged 865,000 total viewers, which is also pretty lame. And Fox News averaged 2.41 million viewers, which is low for them too. Probably because they used to average around 3 million. MSNBC probably 1.25 million, and CNN probably up in the near 1 million. But all of them are down. But 497,000. You can't even think of that in percentage of population. Think of that in percentage of just people who have cable. That is crazy. I'm sure that, remember Nick at Night? Do they even still have Nick at Night? I don't even know if it's on. I haven't had cable for a long time, but anything on Nick at Night was probably beating CNN. While Darcy's Substack is only available to paid subscribers, a former CNN host, Chris Cillizza, quoted from the report in an X post describing the numbers as disastrously bad. The figures indicate that this is CNN's viewership dropped 42% from last year. CNN's finances and ratings have cratered in recent years. The liberal network's revenue tanked by around $400 million in 3 years, according to financial metrics revealed at a defamation trial in January. In June, CNN parent company Warner Brothers Discovery announced that it will split into two publicly traded companies, cutting CNN off from the more profitable streaming business as the left-leaning network faces plummeting ratings. It is so far unclear how the split will affect CNN's own streaming platform. Their streaming platform? Remember that? That shit didn't work. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. How long? What is the over and under for the death of CNN? This is CNN. Anybody? I give them 4 more years. They'll die. Maybe they'll make it through the next presidential election season. But there's not going to be a CNN if they keep having ratings like that. All right, let's move on. 12 more of you need to hit the like button, slackers. Yes, thank you, GDSOB. You are a great American, just for pointing that out. All right, moving on. What else? Oh, now this one, I saw this on when I hit trending topics. The Explore tab, it gives you some kind of trending topics, and I am very skeptical of this one, but who knows? And if it's true, this is dumb politics, if you ask me. Someone is reporting that Trump is weighing a pardon for Diddy ahead of sentencing. Remember, I foreshadowed that I would be talking about Diddy. This is it. Trump weighs pardon for Diddy ahead of sentencing. I am here. Let me just give you the X to doubt. President Donald Trump is considering granting a presidential pardon to Sean Diddy Combs before his sentencing on federal charges. Combs was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and faces up to 15 years in prison. The White House has been reviewing the case with no official pardon request submitted yet. Let me just give you I'm going to give you a gentle opinion on this one, just because I fuck that. No, that would be terrible. And in fact, Megyn Kelly says this right at the top here. This is just Megyn Kelly, 80. Trump should not pardon Diddy. He doesn't deserve it. He's a Trump hater. He's a woman abuser. MAGA is already upset over the elites seeming to cover for each other. This would not help GOP struggling with young female voters, most of whom will hate a Diddy pardon. I would hate a Diddy pardon. That guy got away with some shit. I'm sorry. To be fair, they probably review most massively public trials. Maybe. I don't know why. Usually they have to be asked to review them, unless this is the Justice Department. But anyway, Matt Walsh, this would be a completely insane act of political suicide, and I have to assume that this story is fake news because it comes from something called Leading Report. Never heard of him. The first reason given as why Trump shouldn't pardon Diddy is that he's not a Trump supporter. Yeah, either one. No, yeah, that's a dumb first reason. That's a good point. Oh, and it's in the what? It's in the New York Post too? Oh my God, let's read this shit. I'm sorry, who's thinking of this? Who is the brain trust behind this idea?
Contemplating giving Sean Diddy Combs a full presidential pardon.
Why?
Ahead of his sentencing in October, according to a Deadline report.
Okay. Okay. So they're just reporting on Deadline, which, yeah, Deadline, really? Are they credible news? But anyway.
May Trump teased the idea of pardoning him in an Oval Office gaggle.
You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours. Would you ever consider pardoning him?
I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Huh.
That was before.
Okay. They based it on that. Yeah, this ain't happening. It's not happening. I'm just saying right now, it's not happening. Better not fucking happen. I'm fucking lose my mind. All right. Oh, here's some news. Now I hadn't seen this. This is from the Daily Wire. This is scary. Virginia City Councilman doused in gasoline and set aflame in a horrific attack. City Councilman from Danville, Virginia, was doused in gasoline and set afire. On Wednesday, multiple reports confirmed Danville City Councilman Lee Vogler, 38, was allegedly attacked by Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes. What? Wait, is that a name? Shotzi? Shotzi? What was the dude's name in Happy Days? Potsy? This is Shotzi. This is his cousin Shotzi. Potsy? Or maybe it's his grandson, Shotzi. It's Potsy's grandson, Shotzi. Shotzi Michael, except Shotzi's probably a brother. Anyway, Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes, 29, who has since been placed under arrest in the offices of Showcase magazine. Hayes, according to the outlet's publisher and local law enforcement, dumped a 5-gallon bucket of gasoline over Vogler. And when Vogler ran out of the building, Hayes followed him and set him on fire. What the fuck? Vogler was able to identify his attacker at the scene and was airlifted to a hospital for emergency treatment. Lee is awake and talking and is en route to the Burn Center in Lynchburg. Andrew Brooks, publisher of Showcase magazine, said in a statement, "Our hearts and prayers are with him. We don't really know what to say." According to multiple reports, Vogler and the suspect knew each other prior to the attack, and the motive is not believed to be political. Please join me in praying. Maybe. I wonder if he stooped Shotzi's wife. Please join me in praying for Councilman Lee Vogler and his family. We stand with Danville in support of a full investigation into this attack. Violence is never the answer and must be condemned. Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears responded to the attack with a call for prayer and an investigation. So, is there any hint as to why Shotzi, Potsy's great grandson, did this terrible thing? Yeah, lots of people giving messages of hope and praise and you know, whatever. But anyway, so if you're a city councilman in Danville, Virginia, make sure you watch out for people carrying buckets. I'm just saying. All right, moving on. So, you know, the New York Times... I wish I had a boo button. The New York Times, here, let's try this.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb.
The New York Times has decided to give op-ed space to none other than John Brennan and James Clapper. And John Brennan and James Clapper have a editorial, an opinion piece in the New York Times, in which they are going to set the record straight on the information that Tulsi Gabbard and other people in the current intelligence community have put out regarding their bullshit from 2016. And so the title of this is Brennan and Clapper, let's set the record straight on Russia and 2016. Now, it is amazing to me that the New York Times decided that they're going to give a guest, they call it a guest essay to John Brennan and James Clapper, who both provingly lied in congressional testimony on certain things. And they're going to try and sit here and say that, oh, no, everything that you said about Russia was true. When they're finding documents every day. Now, if you want to read this dreck, do you like how I pronounce dreck? I wish my friend Wu was here because she would appreciate that. If you are going to read this dreck, I don't even know what to tell you. If you have the gut, if you have the stomach for it. But why is this over here? Why is this over here? What the hell? Hang on a second. I messed up. Imagine that. I think I have an article here regarding this. Oh shit! What the hell happened here? Well, shit. That's not what I wanted. Next, I got them out of order. Sorry. Now I got to find the right one. But anyway, if you believe that, Drag, that's because they put the wrong link. That's why. Okay, I was wondering why I kept going back to it. That makes sense. They didn't have the right link, and I clicked it, and it wasn't there. So there you go. Let's go. Let's see. Do I even have a Federalist link? I don't think I do. Here, let me see. Give me 1 second because they gave me the wrong link. That makes sense. All right, where is the? And they don't have it in there. Oh, here it is. Here it is. By the way, thank you, Shotzi. Shotzi, you're not carrying a bucket, are you? Shotzi drops a small bullet in the tip jar. Amazingly, well, Shotzi, now you are the new Streamlabs superstar sponsor of the day. Shotzi says, obviously, I was cold and needed to warm up somehow. By carrying a 5-bucket gallon of gasoline and setting another person on fire, well, that would generate heat, I suppose. Anyway, back to Clapper here. This is the same James Clapper who threatened a whistleblower who refused to sign off on the fabricated intel assessment. If you don't know the story, what happened is they got some intel assessments that's saying that their whole idea about Russia being part of, wanting Trump to win and all that stuff. They found that was all bullshit, and they had several intelligence assessments that said so. And what had happened was Obama said, no, you guys come back and bring me something that we can use. And so they had some other people, 5 different analysts say that, no, we want to write this so it looks like Trump did do this. And so then they, the people were writing it independently, and they tried to use the best one. That's a small nutshell of the story. Good morning, Select a Boy. Yeah, boy. So anyway, but this is the same James Clapper who threatened whistleblowers. A crony of then Director of National Intelligence James Clapper threatened to withhold a promotion from a senior intelligence official unless he concurred with the fake intelligence community assessment on Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. Notes obtained by the Federalist show. The notes made public for the first time today recount a conversation the top analyst in the Office of Director of National Intelligence had with an unnamed superior who worked closely with then Director Clapper, according to sources familiar with the document. Well, wait a minute. You have the document. You probably saw the thing. Anyway, the release of the notes represents the latest cache of documents declassified by the Trump administration official concerning the ICA that outgoing President Barack Obama ordered. they call it something assessment, intelligence assessment. Anyway, which falsely assessed that Putin aspired to help Trump win the election. An earlier release by the current director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, revealed the senior intelligence official, whom her office identified as an ODNI whistleblower, had been charged with conducting a scrub, which is a review of the intelligence in the non-compartmented ICA. Emails released last week by Gabbard showed the top analysts expressing shock over the ICA's reliance on the Steele dossier because the versions the analysts reviewed, including no intel relying on the Hillary Clinton-based fairy tale of opposition research. Anyway, so they like, wait a minute, you're using this Steele dossier? We already know that that's complete bullshit. And so why are we using this? Well, apparently, a person with familiar with the notes, the analyst documented his recollection of the conversation on March 31st, 2023, more than 6 years after the conversation occurred. The delay, the Federalist source explained, occurred because the analyst's efforts to share his concerns first with Inspector General of the intelligence community and then later with Special Counsel John Durham and Senator Mark Warner proved unsuccessful. Only later did the analyst receive an inquiry for more information about his claims, leading to the drafting of the summary of his recollection. So, this was, but anyway, at some point, Clapper threatened him because he refused to sign off on the bullshit. So that's the same James Clapper, along with John Brennan, who just got editorial space in the New York Times because, well, you know, the New York Times are so Trump friendly. Speaking of this little, I was going to say this little hullabaloo, whatever, this little kerfluffle. Here's another one from Federalist. Thousands of Russian hoax documents found in FBI secret room in burn bags. When investigators attempted to probe the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane operation, documents were systematically hidden from them. Thousands of sensitive documents related to the Russia collusion hoax were found stuffed in burn bags inside a secret room at the Federal Bureau of Investigation, including the classified appendix to Special Counsel John Durham's final report on the FBI's involvement in the hoax. Burn bags are the standard disposal method for sensitive documents designated classified or above. The bags with the Russia hoax documents were reportedly found in a secret room by FBI Director Cashapp Patel, according to Fox News, which was the first outlet to report the bag's existence. That's going to be, well, then it's obviously not true. Fox News reported it, right? The appendix will be declassified and sent to the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley of Iowa after coordinating among Patel, Central Intelligence Agency Director John Ratcliffe, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Acting National Security Agency Director William Hartman. Ultimately, the release of the classified annex will lend more credibility to the assertion that there was a coordinated plan inside the U.S. government to help the Clinton campaign stir up controversy connecting Trump to Russia, according to a source. So, duh. Is any of this shocking to you? I'm just curious. Is any of this shocking to you? It seems just crazy. All right. Speaking of the New York Times, they also found a new way to call Donald Trump racist, which is very creative because they've coming up with all kinds of shit. Now, the New York Times is using the term Juan Crow. Juan Crow. Now, is the New York Times kind of being racist by using that term that way? Okay, at least they're trying something new. I suppose I should give them credit for that. The Democrats and their flying monkeys in the mainstream media already had a history of calling Republicans racist prior to the election of His High Holiness and light bringer Barack Obama in 2008. They called us other things back then, though. Once they all started keeping Trapper Keeper Feeling journals and dotting their I's with hearts over Obama, however, it was all racism all the time. Yes, we talked about the racial lens that people look through. Racial oppression lens, because just racial lens. Because if you look through these racial oppression glasses, everything has a tint of racism to it. But anyway, a prime example is that they're all in an uproar about Sydney Sweeney smiling and wiping her hands on her butt on her butt in a jean commercial because that's how Hitler got started or something. I'd love to say I'm being ridiculous to make the point, but there's really not far from what they're saying. David has more about that. Okay, we got that. Anyway, the New York Times in an opinion section is, however, more than ever, a nervous breakdown available for the public to watch, either digital or print formats. As I told you, find readers many times. Who is this speaking, by the way? Stephen Cruiser. Oh, he's pretty good. He's a good writer. As I've told you, fine readers many times, I read the Times in the opinion section of the Washington Post every weekday, so you don't have to. I have to be honest about something, though. I recently took a break from that, only for a couple weeks. It's just such a loony bin over there these days that I got tired of the ick factor and felt that prolonged exposure may have a negative effect on my mental well-being. Such as it is, I've worked very hard to... Okay, just get to the point. What the fuck? Okay. On Tuesday, I happened upon something that made me wonder if all of these op-eds are written on a wall in crayon by people in the midst of filling their diapers. Here's a quote from the New York Times. And this is a quote. I quote you. It is a quote. In its merciless pursuit of people without papers, most of them Latino, and its demonization of asylum seekers, refugees, holders of temporary protected status, Muslims, and Palestinian rights activists, the Trump administration is accelerating towards a new modern nadir of Juan Crow, just downstream of Jim and Jane. Juan Crow. Again, at least this author looked for a different way to say racist. There is precious little that I can say ever nice about these emotional midgets. I have to take whatever meager opportunity presents itself. And then he goes on to say some funny shit about it. But Juan Crow. Yeah, baby. That's beautiful. All right, enough of that shit. All right, what time is it? I got time. Oh, I still got time. Good. Just a couple other news articles. Well, first of all, there's a whole... I'm not understanding Trump pushing for Texas to redraw district lines when it's not census years and whatnot. I'm not thrilled with it, but I don't know why. There's no judges that have told him to do it, whatever. But so now Democrats are getting some ideas about it. And I've always said this. If you set some sort of precedent by changing how things work, the party that follows you when they get in power are going to do the same thing. Now, I said this back when Robert Byrd, or was it the Byrd rule? Or no, Harry, what's his face? The fucking dickhead from Nevada. When he decided that they were going to not have a filibuster of judges, right? They said we're going to, during the Obama administration, we're not going to allow you to filibuster judges in the Senate. And so then they said that, so that that was going to be one of the filibuster proof things. And so they approved all these Obama judges because the Republicans couldn't do that. And then when Trump got into office, they couldn't filibuster the Supreme Court nominees. Okay, so you change a precedent and you get bit in the ass later on, right? Well, I don't like the idea that Trump's thinking about doing this redistricting in the off, not on a census year, because then the Democrats are going to do the same thing. Well, here's an example of just that. So Democratic Representative Gomez says the future of our country depends on Democrat redistricting. On Wednesday on CNN's News Central, Representative Jimmy Gomez of California said the future of our country depends on Democratic states redistricting to add seats to the House of Representatives. Gomez said if Republicans, Donald Trump and Donald Trump are going to try to steal another House majority, which they did. What do you mean? They didn't steal a House majority. You motherfuckers lost in the same districts that were there. But anyway, remember that they redrew North Carolina, and all of a sudden, if they didn't do that, the Democrats would be in the majority, and it would be a different Donald Trump administration. So if Texas Republicans and Donald Trump want to try to steal another House majority, absolutely, that's what we have to do. We can't continue this getting slapped in the face and letting them get away with it, and then allowing them to steal our democracy. Steal our democracy? Oh my God! You mean you're a representative republic? I know, Democratic elected representative republic, whatever. So anyway, and then he says, I'm not playing it. So I believe if they do, we should move ahead and do it in California as well as other states, because in the end, we're playing for a lot more. This is for keeps. This is for the future of the country. And even I would say more about 2024. And that's because Donald Trump's agenda would be solidified the next 2 years after this next session. So this is a big deal, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, yeah, you change some rules, and guess what? The people who are around you that aren't on your side, they can also follow those rules, and it's just not a great idea. So anyway, and then finally, this is going to be the last one, and this is going to be devastating to many of you. Well, no, I don't. If you're in California, this will be devastating to you. Because this is, for every Californian, I know that you had some hopes and dreams about this, and I'm sorry that I have to disappoint you. But Kamala Harris has ruled out running for California governor. Oh my God. She says, my leadership will not be an elective office. Now, I'm curious, before I even get to the body of this article, I want to know exactly what she means by my leadership. I don't know. And now some are speculating that's because she wants to run for president again. But you know what? I'm just curious. What does she mean by my leadership? Anyway, former Vice President Kamala Harris ruled out a run for California governor in 2026, noting that her leadership and public service would not be in elected office. It would be hoping to get appointed attorney general again or something. Harris, who was the Democratic candidate for the 2024 presidential election, was she? I don't remember that. I'm trying not to remember it. And issued a statement explaining that she had spent the last 6 months reflecting on this moment in our nation's history. And I can hear her doing that, by the way. I got to reflect on this moment in history, because in time there are moments, and moments make history, and this very time is the history of the moment. Because and as you think of time, you definitely think of history. That's her explaining it. I'm guessing that was verbatim too. Anyway, and what is the best way for her to continue fighting for the American people? Well, are you fighting for the American people right now? I haven't seen much of you, which is fine. I wouldn't care if losing presidential candidates just kind of disappear for a while. Sometimes that's a good thing or not. Anyway, and I don't mean in like a Jeffrey Dahmer kind of way. I mean, Harris explained that she was looking forward to getting back out and listening to American citizens. Oh, we are so looking forward to seeing you too. And helping to get more Democrats elected, adding that she would be sharing more details about her own plans. Yeah, put that anchor around every Democrat. I'm saying. In recent months, I've given this is her saying, in recent months, I've given serious thought to asking the people of California for the privilege to serve as their governor. I love this state, its people, and its promise. It is my home, but after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election. And the people of California cheered. So anyway, there's obvious speculation that she's going to run for president again. That's why she's not going to run for governor of California. Why be the governor of California for, a year and then having to start campaigning for president? That would not look good. Barack Obama. Anyway, okay, so I was going to end the show, but nope, it ain't happening because Gunfox has hijacked the show more than once. We got 3 Hamiltons and Gunfox 61. You are now the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. So let's go to these real quick, and then I'll call it a day. He says, got Apple? Okay, that's the first one. And then the second one, that didn't work. There it goes. And then the second one is got working drains. I'm curious. I am curious what that means. Okay, there's that one. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's, and then Avocados Dalby, another small bill in the tip jar. Yeah, baby. Dropping in 223. Says she spent the last 6 months. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, what is that up there? She spent the last 6 months doing that. Anyway, Avocados Dalby says she spent the last 6 months, focusing on this moment in history, this one that hadn't occurred until after the 6 months she spent focusing on it. Does she not know how linear time works? No, she doesn't. Thank you. That was beautiful. Avocados Dalby. And then Gunfox with another Hamilton. Got 30-year-old eggs. Oh no. Oh God. There are times when I hate science. Hello, Puffer Smiles. What's up? You know, science is good, but sometimes it's bordering on Dr. Evil. All right, let's do the articles that Gunfox gave me since he's hijacking the show and get a special extension. What do you call this? The bonus. This is the bonus time. This is the extra innings. This is the, what do you call it in soccer when they do the extra time? Is it just extra time? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. First article Gunfox gave me. I think he's trying to, well, this one's not going to blow my mind up too bad. This is, if you own Apple, this is something you might want to know. Stoppage time. Yeah, we're doing stoppage time. We're doing extra innings. We're doing overtime, whatever you call it. Semi-trailer with $15 million in Apple products, semiconductors stolen in Nevada. Damn. Oh, my goodness. Okay. A truck shipment managed by Siva Logistics. Oh, I know Siva. They work here in the Twin Cities. And containing about $15 million worth of Apple products and semiconductors was stolen earlier this month in Reno, Nevada, and remains under investigation, according to authorities and a source familiar with the case. Detectives are actively investigating the theft of a semi-trailer containing electronics, which occurred on July 3rd, the Reno Police Department said in a news release. The manager arrived to find that a company trailer that was loaded with merchandise had been stolen. Total loss is unknown, the department said in an initial statement about the crime. Seal Logistics is one of the largest third-party logistics providers in the world, dispatched a truck to deliver the load from one of its facilities in Sacramento, California, to Sierra Air Freight Express in Reno. A person with close knowledge of I don't need to know how many sources you use. Just tell me the fucking story. The source was not named because of the sensitive nature of an ongoing investigation, the contents including AMD microchips, according to the person. The suspect drove the trailer on the Sierra lot, hooked up to the Siva Logistics trailer, and drove off. The trailer was recovered several days later in Madera, California, with all its contents gone. The person who answered the phone at Sierra Air Freight Express, a small truckload carrier serving northern Nevada and northern California, said employees were instructed not to discuss the case. Yeah, you probably should shut the fuck up about it, because, well, it could be one of the employees. Who knows? Anyway, it arrived at the non-secure warehouse, no fencing or guards, after normal business hours when no employees were on site. The cargo theft raises questions about what security protocols Siva Logistics followed to protect a high-value load and how criminals knew how to target the vehicle. I could have made a really joke about high-quality load. Anyway, last year, cargo crimes increased to an all-time high of more than $1 billion, up 27% from 2023, according to theft prevention company CargoNet. The annual cargo theft losses are expected to rise by another 22% by the end of 2025. People are hooking up to trucks filled with shit. How do they even know they're filled with shit? And I don't mean like filled with shit like if in Happy Gilmore, because not literally. But anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for that one. But wait, there's more. This article from the BBC. No, ladies and gentlemen, not that BBC. Oh, yeah. Nope, that's the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC. Bills of Ladin are a thing. I don't know what that means. More than 30 killed in a nursing home hit by Beijing floods. That's a sad story. Flooding killed 31 residents of a care. How about, why did they just say 31? More than 30. The first line of the article, 31. Well, it's more than 30, Marty. Whatever. Flooding killed 31 residents at a care home for elderly people on the outskirts of Beijing this week, officials said. Footage showed emergency teams wading through chest-high water to try to rescue those trapped in the homes of the Mayun district. Many of those who died were reportedly immobile. Local officials have admitted there were loopholes in emergency planning and said the incident was a painful lesson that served as a wake-up call. Yeah, I'm sure it did, but sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. Nature can do some crazy shit. A total of 44 people have died in the Beijing floods, which have come during a summer of extreme weather across China. Record heat waves hit the eastern regions earlier this month, while separate floods swept the country's southwest. About 77 elderly residents were inside the home when the floods hit, trapping about 40 of them as water levels rose to almost 2 meters, or 6 feet for those who are metrically challenged. According to the Chinese media, the facility situated in Tashitun town primarily cares for those who are severely disabled, low income, or receiving minimal living allowances, local media reports. For a long time, the central area of the town where the nursing home is located had been considered safe, so it was not included in the evacuation scope of the plan, a Chinese official said. This reveals that there are loopholes in our emergency planning, and our understanding of extreme weather has been insufficient, and this is a painful lesson this painful lesson has served as a wake-up call. So that's unfortunate. It just doesn't happen here or Texas or Kentucky or wherever else we've had bad weather. So that's a sad story. And finally, we're going to finish up with this one where I say, doctors and scientists, sometimes you need to GFY. Like a sci-fi movie, U.S. baby born from 30-year-old frozen embryo breaks record. Now, why? A 30-year so let's just say if the mother. It's cool science, but what is this? Was this done for the parents or what? Help me understand. Help me understand. What record how downsy a kid can be. No, anyway, a baby boy has been born to an Ohio couple from an embryo that was frozen for more than 30 years, reportedly setting a new world record. Lindsay, 35, and Tim Pierce, 34, welcomed their son Thaddeus Daniel Pierce on Saturday. Ms. Pierce told MIT Technology Review her family thought it's like something from a sci-fi movie. Well, wait a minute. How did you freeze an egg when you were 5 years old? That's what's from the sci-fi movie. What the hell is that? It is, okay, we're going to find out whose eggs it, because it's certainly not her egg. And definitely not his sperm, because he was 4. It is believed to be the longest that an embryo has been frozen before resulting in a successful live birth. The previous record holder was a pair of twins who were born in 2022 from embryos frozen in 1992. The Pierces have tried to have children for 7 years before they decided to adopt the embryo Linda Archer, 62, made with her then husband in 1994 through IVF. So now they're buying embryos. Okay, I'd never heard of this, but can they make the mother pay child support? I don't know. That's a legal question. At the time, Miss Archard initially created 4 embryos. One became her now 30-year-old daughter, and the other 3 were left in storage. Despite separating from her husband, she did not want to get rid of the embryos. donate them for research, or give them to another family anonymously. She said it was important that she was involved with the baby. Oh, God, here we go. Is she going to file for custody? She said it was important that she was involved with the baby as they would be related to her adult daughter. Yeah, it'll be her daughter's sister. Not just related, that's like functionally reality-based sister. Mitch Archer paid thousands of dollars a year for storage until she found a Christian embryo adoption agency, Nightlight Christian Adoptions, which runs a program known as Snowflakes. Many of these agencies consider their programs to be saving lives. The program used by Miss Archer allows donors to choose a couple, meaning they can state religious, racial, and nationality preferences. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's gonna get some headlines. Oh my God. Oh, they're gonna get hammered for that by the liberal left. Holy shit. Anyway, Miss Archer's preference was for a married Caucasian Christian couple living in the U.S., as she didn't want to go out of the country, she told MIT Technology Review. She ultimately matched with the Pierces, the IVF clinic in Tennessee, at which the couple underwent the procedure. Rejoice Fertility said its aim was to transfer any embryo it received, no matter the age or condition. Ms. Pierce said that she and her husband did not set out to break any records, but just wanted to have a baby. Ms. Archer told MIT Technology Review that she had not met the baby in person yet, but could already see a resemblance with her daughter. So that's fascinating. Look, if these people want to raise a child and give it all the love they can and not, use it as, I better not say it. You heard about the couple they were doing surrogacy, and the children that they were basically were their little slaves of a gross variety. Yeah. As long as they're not doing that shit and they're going to love the child and raise it to be something, something cool, then there you go. All right. All right, enough of that shit. Thank you, Avocados Diabli. Another small bullet in the tip jar. My goodness. You are just you're so generous today and every day. Who's another small bullet in the tip jar saying, what are you saying? Hang on a second. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. And that. And that. There we go. Says, this is not a new record. I once knew a 50-year-old woman who had a kid, and I can only assume, as cold-hearted a bitch as she was, that egg had been frozen for the entire 50 years of that. Wrong button. This one. Thank you, Avocados Diabli. That's funny. Oh, TC's in the house. What's up? Good afternoon to you, too. For those who in this. Oh, and number one, a 90s kid born in the 2025. Yeah, isn't that crazy? That's nuts. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the ethics of that. But anyway. All right. That's it. I am done. I appreciate you all coming here. Here are the links from today. Thank you for the overtime news there. What did I do there? Okay, anyway. Thanks to the Overtime News Gun Fox. Appreciate the donations, both of you, and especially Schlotsky. Oh, no, Shotsky. Schlotsky is a sandwich. Shotsky, Potsy, and Schlotsky, and what was the Yahtzee, and what was the other one? There was another one. Anyway, that's it. I got to go. Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. Free for all Friday Q&A and all that stuff. I hope you have a lovely Thursday. I got to go. Thank you. My name is PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.